giant Bart Carson pop out of nowhere.
Hey, we're live, and we got a new
weird.
backdrop. We got a new backdrop. So you may find us wandering and looking over the back a lot because it's interesting.
Weird, and I don't trust it. There's
people could be coming up from behind us. And
what if I die?
I mean, I don't think you're gonna die. I mean, don't do the die. So you're probably not. Oh, man, it looks.
Sid's already here. Sid, we ate all the chili. You can come pick up your pot.
Oh, and anybody that has the opportunity to have some of
so
Sid's
good.
chili, it is amazing.
So
It's like sweetness, but fire
It's like
behind
sweet
it.
on the front, and then on the back it gets a little hot, but not too hot.
No, you can comfortably
I mean, too
eat
hot,
two
Vinny
big
can
bowls.
eat it, but comfortable enough. Like
and-
Chris and I ate it for like a week for lunch.
Had 2 big bowls at a time.
Multi-spoon.
It was good.
Dude, he
Very
brought the
good.
fixins. He brought cheese. He brought oyster
Colby
crackers.
Jack too.
That's how you know he likes us.
Exactly.
He brought bowls and spoons. He didn't trust us to be adults, which is wise because we're not.
Right. Yep.
But it was phenomenal. It was. I mean, we've had a lot of treats delivered, and in my time here, that was the best.
That was the most I've seen in
It was
like
the
food
most-
form because it was
Well,
like
I know
a big
Andy
old vat. It
Miller-
was awesome.
Andy Miller once had us, like in the beginning, had us delivered like Buffalo Wild Wings, and there was so many boxes of wings. It was intense. But
I'm not really a Buffalo Wild Wings fan.
I'm not either. I'm not a wings person, and also
I
like
like wings a
love
lot.
Andy for
Just not
bringing us
theirs.
lunch. But like Sid made us chili. Sid didn't get us chili.
And it's
Sid made us
And it's good stuff,
bomb chili. I don't like this
that's
door
good.
being open. I don't like this one.
But the door means
I
nothing.
heard.
at
I
this
could hear
point
Jeff
because
and I was
now
like,
we have this wonderful ledge for activities.
I can't wait to sit here and eat my cereal. Because if you think I'm not going to sit at this like a breakfast bar, you're wrong.
Yeah, sitting here with the lights off and like just stare out at people and spook people on weekends. It'd be kind of
I
fun.
thought you were going to say spook people and wink, and I was like,
No, I don't even know what a wink is. I don't know what you're talking about. Is that a new thing? Is that a new app? Is that what the new kids are doing
it's
instead
what
of the Tinders?
I can't. First off, Tinder sounds like the devil. Second off, you can't even say that word.
Same with Snapchat.
Snatch chat.
I tried not to say that.
I didn't realize I said it until I saw Bill's
You
eyes.
just said that. I was trying not to say that specifically.
Idiot.
can't
Do
say
I need to
that
let myself
specifically
out?
or
Just crawl
Atlantically.
over the window. Just
Dive bomb. You
roll
out.
right out.
You out.
I'm out. You have to do the show alone.
Chaos. I feel like my face is super red
I
with
feel
these
like
lights.
mine is.
People are wanting to know what the guns are in front of you.
They're guns. They shoot stuff.
It's my baby in a munchkin format. So this is the Mark 47, one of my favorite guns of all times ever.
Because they're perfect.
And it does measure less than 23 inches because see,
is tight.
there's some confusion. So anybody that has seen that the MDC is further defining what a pistol is for the alternative method season, the proper way to measure your pistol is with the accessories removed. Now, we would also want to remove our muzzle brake because since it is not permanently attached, it counts as an accessory.
But in theory,
So
if it
from
was
the
pin
front
and welded,
of where
you
the
would.
barrel is, yes, if it was pin and welded,
you
we'd
would
go from
start here. But since it's not, we start back here.
Right, we start where the threads are, and we
Hi,
go
Brandon
from
King.
here to here, and that is our measurement. And as long as this measurement here is under 26 inches, then ultimately all the other gobbledygook is a lot of confusion, and yet this is the measurement. Now,
Weird.
the MDC does say that they don't want you putting your shoulder up against one of these braces, but as we know, that's not the law. The law says I can misuse my pistol anywhere I want. However, it does point out they are really great, and with the brace, it adds to the accuracy abilities.
They're
Because
fantastic.
we would just do this,
Beep boop.
and then
you
look
got
at that.
Beepity bop.
Ultra accurate firearm.
Yes. Hi, Jed Signetti. I don't know why you're watching
Imagine if
Facebook
this
Live,
was a
but hi.
flamethrower, then it would be a firearm.
But it's not a flamethrower. This is strangely light, and can we trade?
Yeah.
Can we trade? I don't like
let go.
that. That's
Let go.
yucky. Give me that Siemens.
So
evac.
this is a
Yeah.
GSG wannabe
Wannabe. It's a wombi.
MP5.
A wallaby.
So it is polymer. It is very lightweight compared to the standard, and this is just a faux suppressor.
Faux.
So it is a 16-inch full rifle. You can't see the suppressor thingy? Huh?
Because my face is glowing
Okay.
in these videos, I can see it.
There is the barrel, and then you have this cool little shroud that makes it look like it has a can on it. But you can do HK slappy things. It's got the paddle release, and it's chambered in 22.
Weird. That's why it's so light.
So it's lots of plinking and fun,
Blink, blink.
but yet it is not super expensive.
I do like that.
So it's low cost. It does have a set of very non-HK style sights. It is a very loose representation of an MP5, but
I just like press that button's kind of weird.
what do you mean?
It's like textured and weird.
Yeah, it is a little different.
bizarre.
But did you have the paddle or you have the button? And
There are so many
anybody that's
people behind us right
used
now.
an MP5.
Oh
it's-
God, there's another one.
The buttons are very difficult to use, but yeah, we got all kinds of people.
Bart Carson is here.
Yeah,
He's got Tyler with him.
I don't know why, but
I don't know. I guess it's Wednesday, right?
it's Wednesday.
I don't know why he's here. He doesn't belong here on that day of the week.
Yeah. So,
Okay. What else are we
anyway.
gonna talk about?
GSG 22 wannabe MP5
Wallaby.
and
A wallaby.
one of the best hunting pistols you can get. Chambered in 7.62 by 3.9.
I just love anything that has CMMG on it because they're fantastic.
By the way, Mr. All, if you are if you are watching, your machine gun does machine gun things with 22. It was way fun.
We do magic. We make
It was
magic.
so terrible. I came into work today and I was told you got to work on rifles, one of which is a fully automatic.
Weapon.
Oh, darn. So hard.
No.
So hard to work on.
So no.
So let's go over some of the things that we got coming up. So
We got classes.
training classes, lots of classes coming up. Phil's got all excited about things. So we got basic handgun this weekend on Saturday, basic carbine on Tuesday, carbine 1 on Thursday, CCW class next Saturday, and next Saturday is a day that only comes once every 4 years.
It is.
It's a leap day.
It is.
Leap day. So February 29th, an oddball day, different day.
Oddball.
It's a once every 4 years day. And Phil was like, let's
So do you
do
think
all
if
the
you're
training.
born on a leap year, like you just
You don't ever age.
So do you like never get a birthday?
You
Or
can
do
be
you like
100 years old and you're only 25.
or do you like be like, I'm gonna be born on the next day or the day previous?
No, most of them, because I do know 2 people that were born on leap year, on leap day, and they celebrate it different days. So one of them celebrates it the day before, one of them celebrates the day after.
Interesting.
There's a guy that went
They
to
all
grade
kinda
school in
just
high school,
do that.
His last name was Lipa, and he was born on Leap Day.
That's probably why they called him Lipa.
That was his last name.
They changed his last name.
Wait a minute, his last name was Lipa,
Dan
and they were
Lipa, yeah.
and they were like,
Dan Lipa, if you're watching, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
That is
and
pretty
he
neat.
was born on Leap Day.
That's pretty crazy.
that's pretty neat. I met a Jewish kid that was born on Christmas. Which is kind of odd.
Yeah.
He came in, it was like the day after Christmas. He was all excited, wanted a Masada, and I was like, "Oh, that's a good gun." He's like, "Do you have one?" I was like, "Yeah, I think so. Let me go check the show." Went over there, and he's like, "Oh, I got to get it. My dad's gonna kill me." I'm like, "Why is your dad gonna kill
I'm
you?"
confused.
He's like, "Well, because I just turned 21 yesterday," and I was like, "Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's neat. You're born on," and he's like, "Yeah, isn't it weird? I was born on Christmas, but I'm a Jewish kid." I was like,
I hadn't put those puzzle pieces together, but thank
Yeah.
you for the clarification.
right, like it did catch me off guard. It was like, oh,
Dates.
yeah.
Weird.
So I've now sold a pistol made in the Jewish country to a Jewish kid born on Christmas, and I sold a Christmas tree to a Jewish guy many years ago.
Chris leads a wild life.
I mean, weird stuff. It just happens.
I just get into internet fights and work a lot.
Yes. So back to the training, because Phil's gonna yell at us if we don't get back onto that.
What else we
League
got?
day, CCW, hand-to-hand, basic hand-to-hand, and anti-carjacking.
Anti-carjacking. Not carjacking class.
Anti-carjacking. We don't teach you how to
Anti-carjacking.
jack the car. We teach you how not to have your car
How
jacked.
not to get jacked up the car.
or at
Be the
least
jacking.
recognize when it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And be able to do things to stop it from happening.
What Chris said.
So next
else?
big ones, gun laws. Everybody trying to change on gun laws. I have a feeling this is what brings me to your next setup. But Virginia, yay, somewhat. So Virginia did.
Why do we have to be in the
defeat
defensive all the time, though? We need to play more offense, guys.
But agreed. Like, let's do away with a lot of them.
This is like football. Where is your offense?
Right. It always says key to a championship is good defense, but you cannot win if you don't score. I agree. Virginia.
I don't know why that made me
We
laugh.
passed the AR. They pushed back the AR ban and now said, well, we're not going to do anything until 2021.
They got scared.
They did get scared because they felt
can't
like,
blame them.
We ain't going to get reelected here in about, what, 6 months, 8 months, whatever it is.
I don't think them not doing this is going to help their case.
I don't think so
The
either. 'cause
damage
they
has
still
already been
passed-
done.
They still passed a law for 1 gun a month. So Virginians can only buy 1 gun a month. Now still has to pass the opposite side.
This is
but
my
nonetheless.
adult response.
The universal background check. So everybody gets a background check, even if you're just loaning a gun to a family member that is going hunting.
So when it comes back, do they have to redo it?
Oh, isn't that odd? But I mean,
Because in theory, if you're doing a 4473, you're transferring ownership. You're not just borrowing it, unless they're going to make a 4473 where it's for borrowing or leasing. Technically, it's leaving your ownership, correct?
No,
I mean-
4473 is just about possession. You don't have to own a gun to. So if I brought in a gun and you picked it up for me, I dropped it off for gunsmithing and you picked it up, you'd have to do a 4473.
Yes.
It doesn't mean you own it.
Just means it's in my possession.
Coming from an FFL, we are transferring possession to you.
So in
But
theory,
the question says, are you the owner or the buyer of said firearm? But you're not. You're just
you
the.
can answer no to that.
so you can select no for that. It's just in very, very few cases is that legitimate.
Yep.
Most of the time when people select no on that question, so the rule of thumb is if you select no on that question, you're not getting a gun, it's garbage. There are very few instances where you've had like wives pick up for husbands or, parents pick up for kids, vice versa, something of that sort, where you select no and
Okay.
that's legitimate.
Yep.
Just
Okay.
like I think I've done 2 in my almost 4 years here.
Well, because I know they are working on changing the 4473.
Yeah, Jake came and showed me that form
Jake was showing me
yesterday.
Yeah, so the worst part about that is the information for the gun is at the top of the page.
And
The
then your
information for the
personal
person is
information
right
directly
underneath
below
it.
it.
So in this kind of a situation, you're going to convolute things because theoretically what a lot of people are freaking out about is all you got to do is get a picture of the first page. You got the gun or guns,
Guns
and the people.
serial number and the people.
So if you got this background check because somebody borrowed it, then
And just like Phil said, like even if they don't
keep
change,
fighting it. So
even if they don't change that form, because right, I don't know if you
There's a
haven't
lot of
done a
things in the form, I think.
4473, then you don't know what it looks like. You have no idea what we're saying. But even if that form doesn't change, they're all going to digital eventually. And just like you said, I mean, all it takes is a really good hacker.
yeah,
And
Yeah, just
you have
one little back
you
door
have
and you got
every
all the
gun
info.
any person has purchased from
Yep.
any FFL that uses them digitally, which to my understanding is the push for everybody to do them digitally. It's just been there's been a lot of hoops.
well, it's good. Most people are looking at it that they want it digital, as we do want it digital because
storage.
there's less errors.
And less storage.
So when somebody goes to type something in, if it doesn't match, it's going to say, "Hey, this ain't right." So that'll help tremendously on that end, and then the storage side of it on the other end.
I mean, we have
to hold
banker
it-
boxes everywhere.
Yeah, you got to hold them
4473s.
on the premises for 20 years, and then at 20 years you can get rid of them. But
I thought at
even on
20
the
years-
FFL, they gets the.
I think at 20 years you have to. They still have
you
to
can
be.
destroy 'em.
I didn't think they could be destroyed.
Pretty sure you can
I thought
destroy 'em.
I could be wrong, but I thought.
Or you can
No,
send it
that's-
to the ATF
yes, I'm right. I
after
was
20
thinking
years, and they'll destroy them.
If you close, you have to. If you lose your FFL, they have to be sent
Yeah,
to
if
the
you
ATF.
if
That's what it
you
is.
let your FFL go for whatever the reasoning happens to be, all of your documents have to go back to the ATF.
Yes. Okay. That's. I think that's where my brain was going.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's just.
Yep.
It's very ugly. It's very convoluted.
Yep.
It's death
They
by
also
1,000
passed
cuts.
red flag laws, so they don't have to go to nobody. They just say, "Hey, I think you might be crazy. Take guns away."
I mean, I think you might be crazy, but I still trust you with a gun.
Well, I am kind of crazy.
The different kind, different variant.
Yeah. My kids call me crazy all the time, but I tell them that they're crazy, and
I mean, they're
get
yours.
into this whole you're crazy thing.
They're your
back and
spawn,
forth.
so they're 50% you. So obviously,
I still blame it all on their mom, although their mom says no.
I'm gonna be honest.
Kids say no.
I spend 5 days minimum a week with you. I can see where they're coming from, man.
I know.
I don't mean it in a bad way.
Too. I mean, I think they get it from their mom. I mean, I am so super normal.
Sid, unfortunately, that is not really an option.
What?
He said he wasn't cool with digital and to scan them and then save it digitally.
Yeah.
David Workman, you ain't got nothing better to do. Come on in.
How come yours is showing the infos but mine ain't? That's
I don't know, because you broke it.
That is not fair.
I don't know.
So yeah, you got Virginia. So Virginians were freaking out, and you got West Virginians that are like, "Hey y'all,
watch this."
Remember how when we went through this last Civil War,
we went through this last time?
I don't want to do the slave thing, and when we were then they separated.
Yeah.
Well, West Virginia's like, "Hey, y'all didn't leave last time, but we're giving you the chance now." So West Virginia's actually telling Virginia, "Hey, you people can come over here, and we'll make you part of West Virginia." And that kind of seems to be a thing that a couple of places are already talking about, because now you got this new Greater Idaho.
I saw that. It involves part of California.
Yeah, people in Oregon are like, so Portland's gone crazy. We don't want that stuff, and so we'll just carve out Portland. Y'all can have Oregon.
Portland and Chicago are like same.
Yeah, and
but
they're trying to
different.
team up with Idaho, and Idaho's like, all right. Because then, if that happened, then Idaho would actually have a port.
Yeah.
Because they would
I saw somewhere that somebody was trying to sell Montana to Canada.
No, Montana's nice.
Yeah, that's what I said. There was like nobody wants Montana. Just sell it to Canada. And I was like, we're gonna sell anything. Why Montana? It's a nice place.
Let's sell Chicago.
I just like how Virginia's like, hey y'all, remember last time? Remember the last time we did this?
Right,
over
we
some
left.
dumb stuff.
Remember, it was about sort of the same thing. You wanted to live your life, and they was like, nope.
And we were like, bye. It's like that guy from Virginia that was here yesterday, and we were like, where are you from? What you know? Who is you? The big tall guy yesterday. You were asking him which part of the family he was from.
Well, I just asked if he was part of Hatfields or the McCoys.
He was like, neither.
He's like, not quite that area.
Not from around there.
That's the Appalachians.
Hi, Maddie. Hi, John.
We're on the other side.
The other side.
Yeah. So.
Anywho, in other
but
news,
nice people.
You said something about New Mexico. You found something
from
New Mexico as well. You found a bill from New Mexico or something?
Oh yeah. So New Mexico.
We found it like walking down the hallway.
So New Mexico has a bill going to, I think it's anti-gun bill, AR,
I know
no
you
more
said,
ARs or something like that.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to look at it though.
We'll read more about that and make Phil post a link.
Yes. So it's kind of crazy. Ultimately, you got to reach out. Having these stage group get-togethers and so forth, obviously that it doesn't necessarily work all that well. It makes us feel good, and it does give the media nothing bad to talk about, because when we have had Second Amendment rallies, they've been left very clean, very organized.
We're
There's
moving
no issues.
stickers from the sidewalk.
It's not like you have a big fight based on race in a reverse. I don't understand any of that Bernie thing, but you got that whole side fighting against each other, and yet they still keep moving in that same direction. Then we get these kinds of things that are happen, and grouping up together and doing all this stuff works, sorta. But most importantly is you got to actually change the thoughts of those that are in the community to actually do the voting aspect. Vote, write your senators, write your congressmen, do the things that are above just speaking into the echo chamber of the people that think like you do, because that doesn't really spread that word anywhere. So
changing opinions is hard, man.
Yeah.
I've been fighting that battle for 2 days. Longer than that, but
yeah. So let's get into what you wanted to talk about. which I think is kind of on that same level.
I think it plays somewhat in that.
Guns are so demonized in today's typical culture, and you have all of these people that are whining and crabbing and, oh, I can't believe you're making my kids stay outside. It's 30 degrees. It's not that cold.
It's not so bad.
But it's freezing. Yes,
I feel like we went outside
degrees.
in like 1 degree weather last week, and the wind chill was like 16.
Yeah, and that's ridiculously cold. Don't get me wrong. But
I was wearing a lot of pants.
Like windows, and you can put the windows up, and then they have heaters.
That's why Carhartt
on
makes
the buses.
Bibs.
Like, why can't people drive anymore in the snow? I don't get it.
I learned how to drive in the snow.
Drivers.
The only thing I don't like to drive in is ice, and that's because you can't drive on ice. You just kind of pray.
Well, you guide it on ice.
You just kind of pray. You're like, maybe I'll make it home.
I wouldn't mind going that way. And you just kind of wander in that direction sometimes.
You don't slam on your brakes, because it only makes it worse.
Yes.
Because that's everybody's answer on Manchester Road.
Fast movements, jerky, lots of stomping on the brakes.
This is why he's currently driving a rental car and not the Mustang.
That's not why, but
it sounds good.
I mean,
sounds like a good story.
Yeah, I am driving the rental egg.
It's really weird. I keep pulling up and seeing that little like egg-looking thing, and I'm like, that's not the Mustang.
I'm not even going to say what it is that I'm driving.
Yeah, don't even tell them.
Certain people would be upset that I'd be bad-mouthing it, but man, I feel like I'm in an egg, and every time I get out of it, I feel like the egg is hatching.
Like you're a dinosaur or a chicken.
The way I have to sit like up, like straight up and down like this when I drive.
Oh, that's weird.
Because if I like lean back like I am comfortable doing, I look out and there's door.
I thought you were gonna say like you're looking out the rear window.
This wide, and so I can't like see anything.
That's me trying to drive a truck
and
because
so I gotta
want to
sit up
so
here,
far
and then the steering wheel like sits, and I go to grab my bag, and every time I get out, I throw my bag over my shoulder, and I try and get out, and it goes honk, honk. It's not good.
I naturally because my legs are shorter, I sit really far forward because I learned how to drive a manual, so you had to be able to, use a clutch, and it has to go to the floor. So I naturally sit more forward in a vehicle, which is often in games until I drive a truck, and there's the huge pillar right here, and I'm like, I can't see anything.
Yeah. I don't,
it's a mess. In
not
other
a fan
news,
of that
that's not where we were going with this.
I won't be buying one of those, but
we were going to talk about depleting hunting population.
Yeah, hunting.
So
this dying.
This started because a grown man told me my place wasn't hunting, and we all can guess how that went with Sam. It's not going
real well, I'm sure.
Well, there was a pack of like 15 other men and women that were like, woof, and they were not attacking me. So it's been interesting on the face tubes lately. But anyway, I started doing like some reading, some research, looking for some information.
I know,
There's somebody behind us. Oh, the new guy's over here.
Yeah.
This looks like a bar.
New guy. Yeah, I don't have
Facebook,
any
this is
alcohol
new guy.
to serve you though.
New guy, tell Facebook who you are.
New guy.
New guy.
Yep. Tell them.
Do you have a name?
Facebook. Oh, wow.
We're on Facebook Live, and you just
You're on
realized.
Facebook Live.
Just new guy.
Oh. Well, you can call
he's
him
the new guy. He's a crown eater for all you crown eaters.
He's friends with Cameron. They're strangely similar.
Yeah.
It's weird. Best friends forever.
And that's what we know. That's what we know about the new guy. And now he's disappearing.
He's gone.
I don't think he realized what he was
100% did not realize we were like
you
on
can see it like
live.
hit his head like
Facebook.
And you can see him like fighting the hands. But Marines are always told, you don't put your hands in your pockets, so that was good.
Anywho.
But anyway, so hunting.
Started doing some research, and
what's up?
I didn't get to read a bunch of statistics because Phil came into my office and I just didn't get the chance to read.
He wanted all this new changes.
We had things to be done.
Right.
But I started reading an article, and we are, in the 80s, there was 17 million hunting licenses sold. In 2016, there was 11.5
million?
Yes.
Wait a minute. So we went from 17
to 11.5.
Down to 11? This is not good.
No, it's not good at all.
No.
And naturally, the people who are hunting and have been hunting, or they get old, they either stop hunting or die. Let's be realistic here. Because there comes a point where you can't walk miles and miles and miles, and you can't take wheelchairs and things and such everywhere. And nobody's taking women or children or people with different ethnic
Let's say
or
less
religious
people.
I won't
Some
say,
of us people do
yes.
bring their daughters
on the
youth hunt.
The vast majority of people are not taking new people out because of whatever reason. So the numbers are not only depleting, they're depleting fast, and they're not programs that were created to change that are dying. And it's scary. Like, it's now to the point it's
Boy Scouts of America or Chapter 11.
Yeah, Chapter 11.
They're done because...
They put, I guess they put, I think Jeff said they put Philmont up for, like, up against on a loan or something. Something, I don't know. I didn't read the full article.
Yeah.
Jeff is obviously highly involved with Boy Scouts, and I just, like, said something about it in passing when he was headed out last night. But it's scary.
I'm not even sure how I feel about the Boy Scout thing.
Like, well, we battled this yesterday. I can understand both sides of the coin.
Yeah.
Well, yes, maybe girls shouldn't be in Boy Scouts. There also needs to be a program like Boy Scouts for girls before you get into high school, because I was a Girl Scout with parents who hunted and fished, and I made s'mores and pins for hats, and I sold cookies. I only learned
the cookies are amazing. They're just super expensive.
I brought you cookies today you didn't have to pay for. And were they delicious?
Yeah.
Were they better than a Girl Scout cookie?
I mean...
Wow. Guess Phil's getting all your cookies now.
No, wait. They're different, though.
Yeah, Girl Scouts will make a chocolate chip cookie.
Because, like, Girl Scout cookies, you get them once a year.
And you put them in the freezer and then you eat them.
You have to order enough, air quotes, and there's not the right number.
You cannot order enough do-si-dos.
Right.
You can't. It's physically
And then you
impossible.
have like do-si-dos and thin mints and
tag-alongs,
and then all the new weird stuff that they keep coming out with.
I don't like any of the new ones. I stick to my...
I don't know them, what are they, the Dulce de Leches or whatever?
Those aren't really new. They've been around for a couple of years. They used to do a Mexican...
A couple of years, but it was like...
The Mexican wedding
cookies
cookies they used to do, I would fight adults for. They were delicious.
I don't know which ones you're talking about.
They were kind of like Jeff's wife making them. They're like a sugar cookie kind of, and they got like almonds inside them, and they're covered in powdered sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had them lemon things. Those were weird.
Those were weird. Wasn't a fan of that.
Surprisingly, if your kids opened the box and then didn't like them, and then just like shove the box in, and you know when you have kids, you have to like hide things.
So you just hide them in the bad box.
So you hide them in the places where you forget that you hid them because you tried to hide them away from your kids, and then they found them and opened the bag. But lemon ones, when you leave them out and they get a little stale, really good.
Mike, I made Chris cookies like I made you for Las Vegas, and I made them bigger. They didn't crumble nearly as much.
Really
Chris
good.
and Phil were both very impressed today when I brought them in fresh cookies.
Really
just to
good.
clarify on the cookie matter. Sorry for the rest of the world that doesn't actually care.
No.
Back to hunting. Yeah, so it's really concerning because at this point it's affecting conservation. And if you don't know, Missouri has hands down the best conservation department there is. As far as funding goes.
We are not lacking in the conservation.
We're the only
efforts
state that has two different ways that you pay towards it.
Yeah, and we do, and that's the other thing that a lot of people don't realize, and that's the other thing that is a downside of the trend in less people coming out to do the hunting, is hunters pay for the conservation.
They pay for conservation centers,
the ammo we buy, the tags we buy.
I mean, duck stamps, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And public land usage, like keeping all that upkept, like that's how it's paid for.
Yeah.
It's hunters and fishers that buy their license, that buy their tags, that buy those things. There's like it's an 11% tax.
Yeah.
That goes
hunters voted for
in I don't remember what year.
19 a long while ago. But I know that
it was a long time ago. It was like Teddy Roosevelt, I think.
Our deer tags also went up recently because they came out and they were like, "Hey,
do you want to do this thing?" And
we
were like,
do this thing
yeah.
and this other thing, and then the telecheck and the e-checks and all that stuff. The
we
electronic
have an awesome
tags. They were trying to roll those out to try and cut costs, and then they were like, "Hey, so we can do either move all towards the electronic, or we can charge more." But we need to make up this difference, and the hunters actually voted for both.
I didn't realize.
Let's go to electronic tags and pay a couple of dollars more.
Yeah. And it's a win-win.
It's a win-win.
I didn't realize how
places.
spoiled we were because I have the app, so I buy my tags on the app. I check my tags dates. I check what season start date is. I can read up on what my limits are on different birds. The app is phenomenal. And I went hunted in Kansas 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I was like, "Hey, I bought my tags. Like, how do I get the app?" And they were like, "Our website barely works. What do you mean app?" And I was like, "What? That's not it."
Right.
I'm sorry. They're like, "Yeah, you have to physically print them out or buy them at a Walmart here." And I was like,
Which we used to have to do.
I haven't done that in my entire adult life.
Well,
I take that-
but
That was the norm for me for a long time.
I take that as a
I had a
kid.
hard time going to the website and buying one and thinking I'm okay.
I still screenshot it and get a little nervous.
I get geeked
Like, what if it
out.
go
I
away?
think it's super awesome that I can log into an app that shows me what my tags were the past 3 years.
Yeah.
But that's it.
See, as an
The
adult,
only downside is my book that I used to put my
Tags
in
in.
every year. There's nothing to put in the book no more.
yeah, I get that. But
So
yeah,
eating a
it's-
tag sandwich, there's less. Later on, you look back and you're like, "What? I don't even remember what happened these 3 years. Did I eat a tag sandwich? Did I not?"
I know a good photographer you can just take with you.
Yeah, but deer hunting's a little different. You
I know
don't
deer
wanna do it
hunting.
by yourself. Well, at least I like to be.
I'll
by
just
myself.
walk out, take a
'Cause
picture
that's
of
my
my-
favorite part about deer hunting. Deer hunting, it's amazing, and I mean, duck hunters. Don't get me wrong, it's enjoyable. I'm sure,
enjoyable.
and I'm
gonna
sure if
make
you
you go
see
with me and
freaking
Adam.
ducks when you're out there, it's probably even more fun.
See,
you
I
can even
forget
see it to shoot 'em.
you lived in the age where you grew up hating duck hunting.
Oh my God, no! I grew up in the age where we had
There-
point system.
So you had the point
and
system and had you could
still,
shoot one
we
bird
had
possibly.
no ducks that flew over, and a buddy of mine invited me duck hunting. Oh, dude, we killed them, we slaughtered them. Oh, we got 30, blah blah blah. But everybody tagged out. We did it in 30 minutes. Da, 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 da. Went out there literally the next day. We didn't even see a duck.
Sometimes that's life with Adam. I'm not
That's
gonna
life
lie.
with this guy in the ducks. But anyway, you
Anyhow.
duck hunters, good for you. The fact that y'all can have blinds with parties going on inside
Breakfast?
and breakfast, that's awesome. But my favorite part about deer hunting is the ability of walking out there when it's dark and I find my stand and I climb up in my stand and then I can go like this.
That's me with turkey hunting.
And,
for someone who loves the
There's
social
no bothering.
interacting. Yeah.
I'd have my phone off, turn my phone off. I don't need that.
Yeah. I will say I love duckland and I love upland bird hunting because you can interact. And we all know I'm not quiet.
At all.
I can't sit still. And I feed off those things. But turkey season, it's like you flip a switch. Walk out, get into where I need to be.
See, and then turkeys, them are some smart animals.
They make me so mad. But
Actually, I don't
I'm
think
in
they're
love
smart. I
with
think
it.
they're so dumb they're not even smart enough to
know what they're
be
doing.
dumb.
Yeah. But, we have an awesome conservation system, and it's scary to see what's happening with the conservation department as far as potential loss of funding in some places.
Yeah,
They've had to start rearranging where they're going to spend money, what areas need it most because they don't have what we used to have, and the department's still really good. And there's tons of outreach. Like Friday night, I'm taking a free photography class from this world-renowned wildlife photographer that the conservation department just puts on. And they do tons of stuff at Powder Valley, which is right down the road from us. It's 20 minutes. But public lands in danger, different species are becoming endangered because if you don't kill X, X kills Y, and Y can't defend itself. So now you're looking at different things that are becoming endangered that never should have been.
And you got all these anti-hunting coalitions, blah,
It's
blah,
just
blah, and we don't want to kill these things. You have cities in the local area that literally spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars chasing deer around, trying to trap them so they could neuter them and put them back out into the wild so that they can't physically procreate.
Feed homeless people.
Yes, it would have been so much easier, and in a reverse, instead of spending money to do this, you could have had literally people pay money to take a specialized class, which is another thing that's been done locally. To take a specialized class to show you hey, if we're doing it around houses, these are some of the things that we got to pay attention to that you don't normally have to pay attention to. And then an extra cost on a tag for letting people actually come out and use that meat for sustenance. Where you have on the other side, one of the most successful donation programs comes from hunters donating meat that they paid for tags. They paid the time, they sat out there, did all the work, to then just turn around and hand it over to somebody that needs it more than they do.
So have you been through the archery class that you can take so you can hunt inside St. Louis County?
No.
So there's after you take
I do know about it, but I haven't.
After you take your just normal hunter's ed, you can take if I remember correctly, it's a 2-day archery class that you take, and they put on, like, it's printed on your card, and you can hunt. It's like inside St. Louis County. It's a lot of different counties that have land but are inside city limits, and it also covers like 20 or something other countries. And I remember that because I remember, like, if you travel outside of the country to, like, Africa per se to do a
which I
hunt of some sort,
so want to do that.
That covers it, so you don't have to pay additional for a license there because you've taken XYZ class.
Right.
I took that when I was like 14 or 15, like when it first came out.
So you're not talking about regular hunter education?
No, it's you have to take your hunter's ed, and then it's a 2-day archery hunter's ed.
Okay.
That tacks on to your normal hunter's ed.
Yeah, and that's the one that you can go in, then you can apply for.
Yeah, it's multiple other countries.
Hunts and so
you have to have that if you're gonna hunt inside St. Louis County, because you can. There's lots of places you can, but you have to have that because it's inside city limits. It's one of the programs they started offering it when I think like either right before I got into high school or right when I got into high school, because it couldn't have been too far away from that because my little brother took it with me. And as far as age requirements go, like
I know it wasn't that long ago, but
yeah. So I don't remember.
If you say it's in high school, that could have been.
That's why I got angry and reacted. It was Phil. I was like, "Who's angry commenting on my?" It was Phil. He's mad I was on my phone.
Of course, like you're not supposed to be on the phone.
I'm sorry, Chris.
I'm just no. I'm looking at my notes. And sometimes I do this.
Yeah, I mean,
to see or anybody doing.
And you have so also.
And then I just don't look at Phil when he's giving me dirty looks.
People have stopped trapping. Obviously, people stop trapping because it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, and
for
there's no money.
Not a lot of money anymore. It's not what it used to be.
And you're trapping things that, generally speaking,
aren't fun.
They're not necessarily the tastiest of critters.
Raccoons, possums, skunks. Those are probably the most.
Fox,
coyotes. So, yeah, you don't get a ton.
Most of those are not.
But because we're not getting rid of those, our turkey population is depleting.
Yeah.
That is the one that's taking the biggest hit right now is birds, because possums uproot nests, raccoons eat eggs, coyotes eat turkeys, fox eat turkeys. All of these things are killing our turkey populations. Now you have garbage turkey seasons, you have depleted populations.
You have less people shooting turkeys. Well, you have less turkeys, so you have less people that are successful in their turkey hunt.
But more people on public land.
Which causes less people to show up the next year because it is like, I gave up turkey hunting for the same reason.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm a big advocate. Like, obviously, you have to have the environment, the ecosystem the animal needs to live. Like, you have to sustain that. But if you're not controlling predators, it doesn't matter.
Right. You got to have the
coyotes, bobcats. Raccoons,
those
possums.
are getting a lot more prevalent too.
There was multiple dropped off the property.
I had 3 of my buddies that shot bobcats in the past 2 years.
The property we shoot or we hunt deer at, they've dropped multiple bobcats in the last couple of years.
Yeah, and not
little one. We're not talking kittens either. We're talking big cats.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever I've seen a bobcat once in the wild.
I've seen a lot more than that out of my stand.
Oh, we shoot them.
Yes.
Shoot them!
Yeah, but you blow out their chest. Like, I'm gonna be real gruesome here. Like, when you shoot something that small. Like,
depends on what you're shooting. That's when you need your little 22s and you can be like, pew, 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 pew.
I mean, you can't eat them anyway. I guess
right, but that makes
you've never killed one. When you blow out their chest, those things smell rank because they're predators and they eat God knows what that was rotting or dead.
They're pretty stinky.
They are gross.
Yeah, 22 is a better option because it doesn't blow out their chest. It puts the one little hole in, sometimes 2, which is much easier for the taxidermist to sew.
It was one of those things, like, wasn't thinking, like, picked it up by the feet, and, like, the smell of, like, it hit me, and I was like, oh.
Gut shot.
It wasn't even a gut shot.
Gut shot
it was
deer
just like
is the second worst smell I've ever had. It's really, really
house
rank.
cats are hell in the ecosystem. You're right. I will back you on this. If you have a cat, it should be indoors. If you're not going to be responsible, it's not my fault if a coyote eats it. I'm with you.
Well then.
If they're
Tell
made to
us
be
how
a
you
pet, treat it
feel.
like a pet. If it's not a pet,
Well, yeah, but your dog, you let your dog out.
I let my dog out. My dog doesn't go around eating turkeys. If he did, we'd fight. I promise. If you think I wouldn't.
You would be mad at your dog for eating a turkey
Yes.
only because you didn't get to shoot the turkey.
Yes.
But otherwise, dogs.
Also
do
because
what they
that
do.
maybe it was out of season, that could have been a hen, and she could have had a nest to take care of, and now there's a nest of eggs up there that we're not going to find, now they're not going to hatch, and now the turkey. There with population, and that's how I feel about that very strongly. Also, I didn't know this until this weekend, until I was walking around shed hunting and found like puddles of blood, which is a little concerning when you're out in the middle of nowhere. But the neighbors had done a coyote drive like they do deer drives. They went out and ran dogs and just found as many coyotes as they could and just clear them. And I was like, I like that.
Yeah, very popular.
I have no need for those nasty creatures, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah, the only downside to some of those things is that, so coyotes are an odd creature in that when they do their howling at night, they're taking roll call. Mm-hmm. And so if they don't hear a certain amount that aren't calling back, it drives the females to have more litters
I didn't know that.
to refill the population.
That's gross. But yeah, I mean, we have lots of things right now that the population's up and shouldn't be. Wild
Yep.
hogs, I will say, that is a current battle with the entire state and Missouri Department of Conservation.
It's getting worse here. It's getting really bad all over the place. We got to figure out a way to make helicopter hunting for pigs cheaper, because
Yes.
that was literally in the top 3 of most favorite things I've ever done is strap into a helicopter.
That is pretty cool.
First and only time I've been in a helicopter, to strap in and be handed an AR and say, shoot as many as you want, there's a box of magazines next to you.
A box of magazines. That's
Oh
my
yeah,
style.
and it was just straight. Ka,
That's
ka,
pretty.
ka, ka, ka.
We've got some
Reloading.
regulars here who live here who are from Oklahoma who like go home and do it. And he says they'll walk 15 guys deep in a line, and you just walk through the underbrush with your lever gun, and you're gonna smoke them.
Slinging lead.
I mean, yeah. So I guess right now Missouri Department of Conservation is not allowing people to hunt them.
No. So it used to be
because
you
they
could,
are
then you
concerned
couldn't, then
they
now
will
they're
spread.
actively saying no.
Yeah, because they're concerned. Missouri Department of Conservation is saying you can't go in and hunt them because when you hunt them, they spread. Which I understand, but I also think like, aren't you doing the same thing that we would be doing? And I guess they also put up something like you can't actively hunt them if they're on your private property. And I was like,
Yep. Yeah.
now you're
think it's
telling me I
going
can't
back-
kill an invasive species on my property, and they are very aggressive. There is a lot of video and footage out there of them hurting not only pets, but people, adults, children.
So I think it's more of a wording issue because of some of the problems.
Man, Missouri
that have
Conservation's
gotten
got
us
some
into
problems.
this situation.
Got some problems with their wording this month,
well,
don't
I don't know, because when the hogs first started being seen in Missouri, they were very adamant about contact conservation, and then the following year it was contact conservation, but you can shoot them to kill them.
they? Yeah.
And then it was, okay, you can kill as many as you want, and then it went to no killing, just report them, and now it's the literal push to anti-hunt those animals. And I think it really comes down to they were having a big problem with people then promoting the pig hunt, which the reason that the pigs are so bad now, I know there's some stories that, okay, it's from some one boondocked ship, whatever. Ain't no way, because this would have spread a long time ago, or it would have been a more steady. The biggest problem right now is that you have a lot of people that have private farms that had fenced areas that brought in these pigs to offer hunting, and the pig got out.
Guided hunts.
And the pigs got out. Because no matter what, they're going to get out. And so sometimes purposely, sometimes just got too big, like I can't have this thing here.
They are freaking mean.
Yeah.
They are real freaking mean. I have seen videos come out of Oklahoma and Texas where people have like dogs from Argentina that have come over to hunt straight up wild boars and hogs, and it gets like gruesome. And I've got a pretty tough stomach, and I'll be like,
they got some legit, like they'll have dogs with collars, the bite collars to make sure that they don't get
stomachs and their chest.
They have a drive dog and their capture dogs.
So they usually have drive dogs and captures because you can tell by the size, like your bigger mastiffs, and then you'll have like your runner dogs, which are like
Staffordshires.
Yeah, so you'll have your smaller, and it's intense.
Big dudes, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that Dogo that I helped train, that's what he was bred for, was to hunt hogs. I mean he's huge.
I still think, put us in helicopters and let's have the fun.
It's harder over like Mark Twain. It's not quite as open as Texas.
I mean, probably.
I mean, I'm not saying it couldn't be done. I'm just saying
I'm down for sitting in a helicopter and flying over treetops. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I'm not opposed to that. Helicopters are cool.
It's awesome.
I like being in helicopters. They're weird. I never knew how to word it until Phil talked about jumping out of a helicopter versus an airplane, because I had been in helicopters at military academies and I had not flown in a plane. So until Phil was like, yeah, this is what the difference between jumping out of them is, and I was like, man, that makes perfect freaking sense.
I don't know none of this jumping out of them. I've never jumped out of any of them.
I would jump out of one.
I totally wouldn't jump out of anything. I want to try it.
I would jump out of one.
Jump out, fly. I want one of them like racer packs though.
Those flying squirrel looking things?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It'd be awesome.
It'd be cool to see Phil in one.
One of them cool like wings with like turbine jets. Awesome.
I'm cool with that.
Call me Buzz
Year
or something.
Buzz Lightyear year. But yeah, I mean, I'm just conservation and hunting is very concerning. Take new people. I know.
Take new people. If you haven't gone out, go.
NSSF did a thing, and I forget what the project's called, but they're encouraging all shooters to bring one new person, completely new, not like nose guns, but like completely new to the range. Like
you're talking first shots.
Yeah, first shots. That's what it is.
NSSF first shots.
Yes, do the same thing but with hunting.
Yeah.
Like bring the person who can't sit still, and bring the person who doesn't know, and bring the person who doesn't have a dad who taught them, or like it's from a different religion or a different country or a different.
People that can't sit still, i.e., children and childlike creatures. One of the best things you can do to start off that hunting and get some of that excitement is squirrel hunting.
Yes.
They make great eating. Squirrel is really, really good foods.
Or upland bird or duck, because those things, it's okay.
But they do a lot of flying and all that stuff.
Yes.
Now that's a good option, but the thing I like about squirrels is they're everywhere. Like you don't have to have anything special to go squirrel hunting. Kill them all because they eat sheds, and
you
don't even have to have like certain clothing.
Because squirrels don't care.
Because literally all you gotta do, if you disturb them to where they stop moving around, just sit down on a tree. Just sit down at the base of the tree and just be quiet. It only takes like 3 to 5 minutes. They forget you're there, and they will go back to doing what they were doing beforehand.
Their brains are smaller than acorns.
You can keep a kid calm, cool, and quiet for 3 to 5 minutes, even if it's just like slip them their digital device and some headphones.
Give them a peanut butter sandwich.
And then don't let them.
Tell them it's snack time.
Yeah, snack time.
Peanut butter sandwich.
Stuff like that. You can keep them quiet for a little bit of time. To
enough
where
that squirrels forget about you.
Squirrels start moving around again, and then you can go through and get some experience. It can be short. Make sure that all of your hunts with kids are short.
Yes. So they don't
found
hate it.
Generally 2 hours from start to finish is about what you're going to get. If you do a whole 11 and now 15, but the 15-year-old hasn't gone since she was about 12 or 13.
We all better things. That's fine.
But yeah, my youngest, we'll go out there, and if you make a whole day of it, I've realized that not getting them up super early is a good thing.
Yes.
Yes, that is part of hunting, and yes, you can drag them along with it. No, you will not get them for a long term, because they're still going to be wanting to be out in 2 hours. And if you get out there an hour before sunrise, guess how long you're going to get after sun's up? About 12 minutes of going.
Are we done
I didn't see anything yet, Dad. Can we go in? I'm hungry. I'm tired. I
have to pee.
I'm cold.
You have girls, so you get that.
Because the half hour before sunrise is always the coldest time frame.
It's the worst.
It's horrible.
Or the half hour you have to sit in your deer blind before you can walk out because you can't disturb them yet. So you can't leave your stands, but you've had to pee for an hour and a half. That is rough.
Yeah, there's an adapter you need to get because bottles are man's best friend.
It doesn't matter when you have to wear like 18 pairs of pants to stay warm and you have to take off 18 pairs of pants. Trust me.
It's called pregame, lady, and you can pregame
I've
and
literally
then you're ready to
started
go.
not, if we're gonna hunt all day, like I don't bring fluids with me because I just know.
Just get you some Depends.
No. That's where I draw the line, man. That's where I draw the line.
I don't think I could do the Depends.
But no, I mean,
but yeah, like
I understand like people are like, well, that's part of it. Like
2
you
hours.
have to be in, like you can't expect anybody to enjoy something when you kind of like intentionally set out to make their first experience miserable.
Imagine if, for you guys, imagine if your wife decided, or significant other, whatever, decided that you were going to go to a ballet and you weren't into the ballet. And in order to go to the ballet, she required you to be there 3 hours beforehand and 2 hours after.
Yeah.
I don't know how long a ballet is, but I know that they got to be at least a decent time.
Say a couple hours. I don't
But
know.
I mean, you'd have to devote an entire day just to go to the ballet. I have a feeling that most of you, even if the ballet was interesting,
You're done with it.
3 hours beforehand, before that ballet starts, you are so over it and done with it that once it starts, it can be the most amazing thing you've ever seen. You're still not going to like it.
No.
And that's the same thing with hunting, with shooting, with all of this stuff. Last week we were talking about competitive shooting. We had a couple of guys that reached out afterwards and was like, hey, you know, I've really been, and I watched and I do want to get into it, but I know you said it'd be okay, but I'm really nervous on this whole thing because I don't know what I'm doing. Like those of us that have been there and we do it a lot, we understand because we hear that kind of thing all the time. There is no other way for us to say it anymore. You are 100% welcome. Come on out.
It's the same with hunting.
Grab your stuff. If you don't know what you need, again, holster, gun, 3 mags, preferably some way to hold the mags. I have done it and we have had plenty of people do it. Don't spend a bunch of money till you know you like it. Put mags in your pocket.
Also, if you're really nice,
you can do it.
Phil will probably let you borrow something.
Exactly.
And we have some pretty
There's
generic
enough people
stuff around.
that we have holsters, we have mag pouches, heck, we got guns, if you want, make an effort to just get a hold of one of us up here. We will figure out how to get you going. If you aren't sure you have what you think is the right gear, cool. Show up. Sign up, show up, and then go, I really don't know what I'm doing.
What?
Is this stuff gonna work? It'll work for the match. As long as it's not a big major match, as long as it's like one of our monthly matches, it'll work for that match, and we'll go over what you might want to do and change before the next time. But come on, try it. See if same thing with hunting.
Yeah, I read a comment.
Try it.
I mean, obviously, I've been on this forum kind of going to bat because I'm a true believer. If you believe in something, it doesn't matter who's a jerk or how bad it's be loud about it because it's important. So I'm really
within
loud.
reason.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like ignorant, but loud because it matters to somebody. And I'm said my piece, and I've had 3 or 4 ladies that I don't know from all across the country already add me and reach out like, hi, men are scary and make this seem scary, like help. And that's fine, it should be that way. There's no reason you should be scared to try something because somebody else ruins it for you. Like, there will be those people, but we're not all those people in either community, whether it be competitive shooting or hunting. And I read a guy who said you treat it, when you bring a new shooter out, you treat it just like you would your kindergartner going to school for the first time. It's not scary, it's not bad. You're gonna lay out their clothes, you're gonna talk them through what they need, make sure they have breakfast because they don't know what they don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know that you're going to sit in a cold tree stand for 6 hours.
And you don't know how boring that can be until you've done it.
You don't know you're going to have to wade through mud and go sit somewhere. You don't have cell service, so you don't get to scroll on Facebook. Like, you don't know the work that's going to go into putting out a decoy spread. You don't know the work that's going to go into not blinking because that turkey is looking at you and they have X-ray vision. Like, you have to make it enjoyable because if you don't make it enjoyable and make everybody's experience miserable, the sport won't grow, no matter what the sport is. The sport could be shooting sports, it could be hunting, it could be football. If you make everybody's experiences miserable, nobody's going to stick with it. Nobody's going to want to do it 5 years from now, 10 years from now. And then what?
Yeah.
We have subdivisions full of giant mansions and people are hitting deer when they leave their driveway every single day because the population's just astronomical and we've done nothing to control it.
And then you had the bears.
The bears.
The bears. 'Cause
Missouri
they will
is
come
looking
to
it up. Missouri is looking to open up bear season.
I know, and we were so close to having an elk season too.
I know.
Like-
Did you get the email survey this year?
Yes.
So yeah, the email survey, like they asked a bunch of questions about changing duck season and pushing our duck season back because the birds are here later. And then asked a bunch of questions about bear season and elk season. I was like, this is so exciting. This means we're getting closer.
I want bear season. I want elk season because bear's tasty and elk is a lot of tastiness.
I've heard mixed reviews about bear because I guess a lot of people are concerned about eating it because they do eat other animals and they I guess there's certain diseases they can carry because they aren't herbivores.
Eat it all. Cook it.
I've always read like if it's a predator, like they're very leery about eating them because they could potentially carry other grossness.
Yes, but I have not heard anything bad about bear.
I've not heard.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I still want to eat it.
Black bear people aren't too concerned about.
I still want to eat it.
But when you get into like
brown bears
and like grizzlies and stuff, like people get more concerned. Angels over there. More concerned about eating it because just like a coyote or a wolf or a bobcat, they do eat a lot of rotting meat or things of the sense.
Yeah.
So it has the potential to have different nastiness that like there's, I don't know. I don't do it where I live in Missouri. There's not like, I don't go around hunting bears and wolves.
Yet.
I don't have a ton of experience.
But it would be great if we could. It's coming. I think it's coming.
Against it. If I don't know where the wolves are going to come from, I prefer to have to go to like Idaho for that. I don't really need those in my backyard.
I really don't want wolves. Like, coyotes, yes. Mountain lions are here.
Yeah, and they're huge.
Yeah.
They're huge.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to seeing one of those in the wild.
Nope, I don't like the sound of them. Is like the sound of bobcats and like any big cat. Like there's like, no, I'm not about that.
Yeah, because like you can't shoot them. But you know you're gonna be scared of them.
Oh my god!
And if they go to attack you, then you can defend yourself.
Those things are scary.
But then, like you got to shoot this mountain lion, which is neat to do anyway, and then you don't even get to keep it.
Yeah, no, because since we don't have a season, you have to turn them into Missouri Conservation for like testing and
and they're like, oh. So
maybe you get lucky because that one girl that accidentally shot an elk, they let her keep her.
No.
She got it back, I think.
The 12-year-old?
Yeah.
No.
I thought they like took the meat and like she got to keep like the noggin.
Nope.
I thought she got to keep a European mount out of it. I had that in my head.
Nope. No.
Well, that's lame.
Someone may have gotten her a repro.
See, I had it in my head like they wouldn't let her.
She had a way of doing, but I mean, law's law. That I do not think they would change it. I don't know that I could even support them changing it to allow her. As bad as it was that she did it, and as much of a bummer as it was.
She was old enough to know that wasn't a deer.
Well, I don't know.
If she didn't, her parents who allowed her to hunt alone didn't do their job.
I mean, but I don't know. Like I was just talking to Andy today about it, and he's showing me pictures, and instantly seeing the pictures, I'm looking at him like, oh, it's about 180 yards. He's like, I don't know, it's probably more like 100. And I was like, hey, no way, man. Like
some people have that. I don't have
this
that.
This is 125 yards away, and this deer is quite a bit smaller than that, or quite a bit bigger than that one.
Yeah,
I know this is a 2-year-old. Like
I am getting to the point. I can identify birds. I can tell you how old birds are. I can tell you how like deer based on like their nose length and like those things. But the bigger the
animal at the distance, it does look closer or smaller. And so
if you're going to turn your child out to hunt alone, your child should maybe know the difference between an elk and a deer.
And while I agree,
I also understand like it's odd. There shouldn't have been an elk in Missouri. Weird.
Yeah, one of her first times hunting alone, and her first time shooting what she thought was a deer. And
we all have
totally
those
not
jitters,
expected to be an elk.
Yeah. So, but I just had it in my head that they took the meat and they took the animal, but I had it in my head for some reason she got like a European mount or something.
I could be wrong, but
I'm gonna have to look into it because I had it in my head she got something back. I don't remember what, and I'm gonna have to look into it. But
her freedom. She did get her freedom back.
She didn't go to jail for shooting an animal illegally. Proud of her.
And that is totally poaching. Even if she was innocent.
Even if unintentional,
Right.
yes. Not like the guys who just drive by and like.
Just randomly shoot and kill.
Yeah.
It's just terrible.
Like, they don't, that's what makes no sense to me. Like they drove by and shot and killed the dog. They didn't like take racks or like meat or anything or like nothing. You just
the thrill of killing something.
the thrill of like killing a bull elk. Like
And those
there's
are the
no
people
thrill
that
for
you
me
need to
when
throw
I'm
in
not
jail.
like standing in Colorado or something and I can hear it bugle and like I know I'm on, like that's not the same. It's just like drive by.
The most
in my
awesome
opinion,
thing
like
about the
driving
hunt
by like
is
a
that-
cow pasture and being like, that one, cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's all the fun leading up to it, and then the food afterwards. That's my favorite part. Is the
I'm gonna be
food
really
afterwards.
honest. This is my first year, like full. Like I have hunted since turkey season started.
A bunch.
And I've hunted turkeys, I have hunted doves, I have hunted teal, I hunted every season Missouri's had. I've traveled to multiple states. I went to South Dakota, I went to Kansas, and I haven't taken a break. Like if it's a weekend, like I'm either like hunting, prepping for hunting, doing food plots, or like now I'm shed hunting until turkey season opens up. It is, by definition, if you like looked at what I've harvested, it has not been a good year. But like all those like quote unquote failures that have like led to lessons where I learned like this is what you don't do, this is what you do, and like this is how you walk quietly, and like all those things have been the best part. Like I didn't walk away with a turkey last spring, I didn't walk away with a deer this year, like, but I would not trade any of it. And I mean, I did the math. I've spent like 40% of my life in the field in the past year. I would not trade a single like day. And
It's awesome.
There have been like 2 a.m. mornings where I was like up at 2 to get on the roost before the turkey like got off, and like I didn't come with a bird, and I had to be here at 10 a.m. and I was bucking it because you can only hunt until noon in Missouri. Is it noon or 1? It's noon. 1? Yeah. You can only hunt like the mornings. So there was no afternoon to save your grace.
Nope.
And it was, I mean, all turkey season, that was, I mean, it was a flop.
It's exciting. And
it was a flop, and I am exhilarated to do it again. Like April 20th, it will not come soon enough. I do not care about anything else that's not turkey season.
Is that the day it opens this year?
April 20th through May 10th.
Through May 10th.
And after that, hunting season's over. We're good to just fish until August.
Yeah, August opens up for dove, and then
August opens up dove, and then teal.
September 1st, wasn't it? Isn't it September 1st for dove?
Yeah.
And then 15th for bow season for deer.
Yeah, and teal season's in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Early teal season, which we're hoping this year they switch to teal and wood ducks. But, anywho, like, if you looked in my freezer, like, yeah, I've killed a handful of ducks and geese and, like, helped process animals because other people in my life have been successful and they share. But by definition, I have not had a successful year, and
But it sounds like you have had a successful year.
I have.
So you just haven't had a successfully harvested.
Yeah, I haven't harvested successfully.
But
I mean, I've got a handful of birds, but like, I've learned so much, and I'm being loud about things that last year I knew nothing about.
And this right here is why you should grab somebody who hasn't done it.
Because I was that girl.
And bring them out there.
I was that girl.
Because we're all that person initially that has never done it, and then we get it, and the bug bites, and it bites hard.
I can call turkeys now, especially with a slate. I can use a duck call successfully, a goose call. Like, I helped plant my own food plot.
So.
Got over my fear of heights and got in a deer stand.
Right.
Whew, so that was a hard one.
Take somebody to go shoot. Take somebody to hunt. Take somebody for something that's new and different.
Or if you want to go, message me.
Try and find a way to make it good for them.
Yeah. If you're the person who wants to go,
hit us up.
Let us know, because all 3 of us in this room hunt.
Yeah.
Phil won't take you because he's got 3 kids and he doesn't like you anyway. But
he doesn't like anybody.
He's got 3 kids. Can you imagine? Because you either have to take all 3 or alternate taking all 3.
And all of it is a big old mess.
Because all 3 of yours are old enough to hunt now, right?
The twins are the youngest.
The youngest, not so much. And Rich takes his daughter. You've got, potentially you could have 2 girls to take.
Yeah, I got one that still goes, one that's like,
I was that kid.
That whole sitting outside is boring.
I did a lot of it when I was like little with my dad. We did a lot of hunting and fishing. And then from like 13 to last year, I had no interest. So, maybe she'll come around.
Yeah.
I'm like, Dad, when are you off for turkey season? Like, when are we going?
Yeah.
So I can make sure I get out with my dad, because that's my preferred season.
It's fun.
But
it's lots of fun.
Yeah.
So we've been going for a while.
hot minute. We have to go to our office now.
Again, find somebody that hasn't done it and find a fun way of bringing them out to do it. I have no idea what's going on.
I don't either.
right
If
now.
you have questions, if you need answers, if you just want to go and don't have a people to take you,
S.
message.
Davis.
Yeah, I mean, hands down. I
S.
mean, you're going to get
Davis
plenty of pictures
at
too.
therangeSTL.com and say, I need a photographer that can show me what to do. And then,
Because that's
boom,
Chris. My
you get
pictures
two.
of the past year.
They're
elevating.
going way up.
We're
They're going
elevating,
way
baby.
up. So, if you have questions on training, Phil at therangeSTL.com.
You got a question on matches?
Dustin D. Pluth at therangeSTL.com.
If you have,
Or just get on the Facebooks. You can message through the Facebooks. You can message through wherever.
We're all on there. We all kind of meander
yeah.
through them and
Come in.
direct accordingly.
What's our number? 636.
220-1300.
That's it right there.
14803 Manchester Road.
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys don't
And
have that
Baldwin.
memorized because Cameron was like, what is our phone number? What is our address? And I'm like,
I mean,
call us.
I still
Send a
get
homing
my own
pigeon.
phone number confused and cannot tell
Your
you
phone
what
number
my
is
wife's
new to you
number
like a
is.
year though.
A year. See?
Yeah, I've had mine for like 15. Not quite that many. That was, but it was
This is
actually
a
probably
new
15.
phone number for me. All of it's new.
Okay.
So,
Call us, show up, send a homing pigeon, use Facebook, use an email.
smoke signals.
Smoke signals, Instagram, whatever.
All the things.
We're on there.
Get out, get trained, come shoot some matches.
Do fun stuff.
Come shoot in the bays. Find a hunting thing. Find
Yeah.
somebody that's never done it.
Hunting,
Go,
fishing,
"Hey, let's do
hiking,
it."
I don't care what you do.
Go outside.
Get outside.
And then come inside.
Yeah, when it gets hot or cold.
When it's hot or cold. We
Or
have
wet.
AC and heat all
and
the
it's
time.
dry generally
When is it not dry?
when we mop.
Confusion.
You gotta be careful, it's slick.
Do you got anything else?
No, I wanna go to my office.
Do you guys have anything?
Nobody wants
How
to talk
about
to
you?
us. Heather agreed with me. I don't know what on, but thank you,
Yeah.
Heather.
Agree with Heather. What is?
I don't know.
even
She scares me, so
My
I'm
thing
just gonna
doesn't
say
even-
yeah.
Mine isn't even doing the updates. so I
Phil,
have
we're
no
done.
idea.
You gotta cut us off.
So, are you ready?
Bye, guys.
Are you ready? Let's go.